So we've come to a close of 2019, and it's time to rank the top 9 movies of 2019 from worst to best. So let's get right into it. We return, and 2019 has been a really fun year with movies filled with adventure and action and whatever. I've been really happy with the movies. I got excited for Endgame, but learned that there's so many other movies that I didn't know about but loved even more. So, let's start off with number 9. Number 9. Marriage Story. Now, Marriage Story is kind of a sad, definitely a sad movie, but has a little bit of humor in it. It's a movie that it's very slow, and it never really got sped up, but it's a very slow movie. The music's very nice in it. It's kind of simple music. I really like this music and really like this movie. That's why it's on my top 9. Leaves on a high note. Let's say that. It's Adam Driver, Scarlett Johansson. This movie, as you might know, has some great cast to it. There's other people that I just don't know their names, but those are the 2 I know, because Black Widow and Kylo Ren. But Marriage Story leaves on a high note, right, with her tying a shoe. Let me just give you a gist of the movie. It's Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson are going through a divorce, but they have a kid, and take turns having the kid. It's a sad movie, and the lawyers are fighting. It's sad, but then at the end, leaves on a high note, like I said, and it's her tying his Adam Driver, I almost said Kylo Ren's shoe, because they were a good couple, but they didn't last long, so it went well. It's a nice movie. It's pretty sad, though. Number 8. Good Boys. Now, I know some of you might not have seen this movie. I did. It's a very small movie Seth Rogen did. Very funny movie. I've cried from laughter during this movie. It is so funny. Definitely watch it. Like, I'm not kidding you. This movie, I saw the trailer and I'm like, I want to see that. And I have seen it. It was so good. There's so much humor in it. It actually has a nice story to it. Like, think about that. This movie about these 3 kids in middle school. You can see how inappropriate it can be. It's not like too bad, but it's not like nice and sweet. But it's a funny film. I like most of it. Like the end where it shows them 3 weeks later. That's very nice. It had a nice ending to it. It all worked out with the Beanbag Boys. It's funny. Watch the movie. Great movie. And good. Boys. Moving on to number 7. Hobbs and Shaw. Now, Hobbs and Shaw is filled with action, filled with humor, filled with... That's mostly it. Most of it is just 5 minutes of talking, 10 minutes of action. That's practically what the movie is. So if you're into those big blockbusters, Star Wars, Marvel, movies, definitely go see Hobbs and Shaw because it is filled with action and adventure, humor, like great songs in it. The Rock is in it, Jason Statham, Vanessa Kirby, Idris Elba, so many people in this movie. Ryan Reynolds, Kevin Hart, like so many people in this one movie that it's a spin-off of Fast and Furious, and it's so good. It's one of the best Fast and Furious movies because it is a spin-off and different from the other ones. It travels from London to I think Russia at one point, and then Hawaii. It travels to so many places. So definitely go watch Hobbs and Shaw. Moving on to number 6, Avengers Endgame. Now, Avengers Endgame is the final movie of the Infinity Saga and ends everything. Sorry, Spider-Man Far From Home is, but that doesn't make sense. But Endgame is the final movie of the Infinity Saga. It ends everything. It's a great movie. It's a bit slow, but then once they go in the time travel, it's actually a bit faster. 3-hour movie. It is very enjoyable to watch. I'll watch it how many times. I saw it in theaters opening night. Still got the spoiler. You know, by this kid in my class. But other than that, it's a great movie. When I saw it, there was a lineup. Good thing me and my friends came a little bit earlier. Wouldn't want to be at the back of the line, not getting a good seat. I got some good seats. I got the best seats. It was a fun time. I've seen audience reactions and everyone was cheering at the final battle. Iron Man sacrificing himself after how long? How long was it? 11 years from Iron Man saying, "I am Iron Man." Now he's saying, "I am Iron Man," snapping, killing off that son of a Thanos. It's a great movie. I wouldn't just say watch it if you're a Marvel fan. I say watch it if you're a movie fan, if you just love movies in general, like me. I love movies. I love talking about them so much. And I drive everyone around me crazy talking about them. Well, some people. But I like talking about movies, so I share them with you. But no one even views my channel anyway, so. Okay, moving on to number 5. Knives Out. Knives Out is a very fun murder mystery movie. It just has so much humor in it that it doesn't really make it sort of like a drama like every other murder mystery movie. It makes it more of, you know, a comedy murder mystery. Great cast, Daniel Craig, Don Johnson, Chris Evans, great cast. It's definitely got 97 out of 100. This movie is one of those movies you should watch, and I'm not saying don't watch it. I'm saying watch it because it's on my number 5. It's a great movie. Definitely watch it. So much humor, so much fast stuff in it that you don't know what's gonna happen because you get tricked every single time, like after 5 minutes. So, just gonna say, watch it. Not gonna spoil anything. Number 4, The Irishman. The Irishman is an excellent film, full of gangsters, that's mostly what it is, gangsters. It's just a fun, well, it's not really a fun film to watch. There's a little bit of humor. Martin Scorsese directs it. Of course, Robert De Niro in it. It's just a great movie. It has actually some action in it, but it's pretty gruesome and violent. So, I want to recommend for the younglings. The Irishman is a great movie. So good. Martin Scorsese is a wicked director, but I don't know what he's trying to say about Marvel is not cinema, even though he's making a 3 hour and 30-minute movie. Irishman, number 4. Moving on to number 3. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, I watched this film very recently, and it is so funny. Like, at the end, it is one of the funniest films I've ever seen. It's sort of a weird movie, because there's all these different plots, like one with Leonardo DiCaprio, one with Brad Pitt, one with Margaret Robbie, and they sort of connect at the end, but sort of not. But most of it does, and it's a great film. Definitely one you should watch. Definitely not for kids, but it's funny. I can give you the gist of the movie if you want. Here. So it's about an actor, and he wants to do more than just being a cowboy actor. And he gets different roles, but mostly he's still a cowboy actor. But when he does get a different role, he becomes more famous, and people start to like him more in these like FBI show and stuff. It's a good movie. And then Brad Pitt, who's going with this hippie girl, finds all these hippies, and they come after Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio, and Brad Pitt beats the shit out of everyone. Like, oh my crap, he throws dog food at one of them, and Leonardo DiCaprio flamethrowers someone in the pool. It's weird. It's very funny. Definitely watch it. Moving on to number 2, 1917. 1917 is a very great drama film. It's just so good with its camera angles and how it's mostly a non-stop film, even in dark places or when it jumps into the water, it switches, I know that. But most of the film is one clip, and I think that is incredible. Like, the music in the movie is great. There was a weird part where the guy's trying to deliver the message in the trenches, but there's a sergeant crying. That was weird. But it was a great movie other than that, and I love this movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's just so great. It's in theaters right now, so go check that movie out. Great film. Except when I went to see it, there was a guy in the theater. Me and my friends like to sort of whisper, and this guy yelled "shut up" at us. So he was a very nice man. Moving on, number 1, Jojo Rabbit. Jojo Rabbit is a wicked film. Funny, sad, and has a little bit of action. This movie is just Taika Waititi for you. It's so nice. It's about a young German boy who has an imaginary friend who is Hitler, and his mom is hiding a girl in their attic, and Jojo stumbles upon her and has to hide her from the Nazis, which then Jojo hides her for the whole entire war, which the war ends and they can come out again, and it leaves on a high note where they start dancing to David Bowie's Heroes. That's how it ends. So that has been my top 9 favorite movies of 2019. Tell me your favorite 2019 movies in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like.